What's the idea?
Oh, just to remind me of home.
Piccadilly, but you don't live there.
Well, not exactly, but it's part of every Londoner's home.
Good place to spend some leave, huh?
You could do a lot worse.
What's it like, Piccadilly?
What's it like? Oh, I don't know. It's just different somehow. It's got everything. The center is Piccadilly Circus. It's a kind of roundabout. And right below it, there are tube railways, which carry people from everywhere to Piccadilly, the center of London.
Piccadilly Circus. Piccadilly Circus. Seymour Street, Oxford Circus, Baker Street, Finchley Road, Henry Park.
If you want to know why people are drawn to Piccadilly, just stop and ask some of the thousands who pass there daily, and you'll learn the reasons for their visits are as varied as their home addresses. You see, Piccadilly Circus is more, much more than the center of a city. It's a meeting place for everyone from all over the world. Somehow, I always think of Piccadilly Circus as the hub of a wheel. The spokes are the Haymarket, Coventry Street, Shaftesbury Avenue, Regent Street. Have you ever thought what Regent Street looked like 100 years ago? The same with Piccadilly. It's changed a lot since 1840. Lower Regent Street now. Very different 100 years back. Pall Mall always has been and still is the center of London's clubland. Close by here are shops with famous names. They haven't changed much. In fact, these clubs and shops are a link with the past. This is a little world all on its own, and it's chiefly a world for men. The old Piccadilly of gambling houses and family mansions has long given way to hotels, restaurants, cinemas, banks, offices and public buildings, to Burlington House, the home of the Royal Academy, arcades and shops. Regent Street is perhaps the most popular street in London. It was designed 130 years ago by John Nash. Today, it's a busy shopping center where you can buy almost anything. If you watch a wheel turning, the hub seems to stand still. It's like that with Piccadilly Circus. Before the war, the circus was often one solid block of traffic. But now there aren't many private cars. People go by underground, omnibus, taxi and bicycle. Even the old horse is seen again. There may not be so much traffic, but there are more people in Piccadilly Circus than there ever were. I always say, you can watch people better in Piccadilly Circus than in any other part of London. I've stood and looked at them hundreds of times. When you go there, you'll probably do the same. You'll certainly have no trouble in finding an eating place around Piccadilly Circus. There are restaurants of every kind and description. The food is still good and varied in spite of the war. If you like foreign dishes, only 100 yards away is Soho. Soho is a fascinating place, crowded with restaurants, open markets, and narrow streets. You'll see plenty of signs of war around Piccadilly. The Shaftesbury Theatre and Queen's Theatre are both gone. Sir Christopher Wren's beautiful Church of St. James and many other buildings have been destroyed by enemy action. There are other changes too. Water tanks to fight fire bombs, street shelters, sandbag restaurants, boarded up shop windows, blast-proof entrances to the Underground Railway. But I think the most striking change is in the people. Everywhere you see women on war work. There is hardly a job they haven't tackled in or out of uniform. The men in uniform, they're everywhere. Englishmen and men of the United Nations from all over the world. It's a good sight. Although private cars have largely gone, their place is filled by all kinds of service vehicles. London is very much a city at war. Part of the pattern of this worldwide conflict can be seen in Piccadilly Circus. Every boarding, every hoarding, and nearly every building carries some message. And there are many first-class exhibitions showing the work being done by the Allied countries. In the late afternoon, when the day's work is ending, London starts to go home. One thing you'll notice about Londoners, they always make the most of fine weather. And those in no hurry to get home take themselves to the gardens and parks near Piccadilly. If you visit Leicester Square, you'll find yourself in the heart of cinema land. Queues form outside the cinemas to see the latest films. And while they wait, street artists give their own peculiar performances. There must be a score of cinemas around Piccadilly, although some of them have been bombed like the theatres. Londoners have always been great theatre goers. Before the war, there were 42 theatres within easy reach of the circus. If I remember rightly, it was about the beginning of this century that the first moving pictures of Piccadilly Circus were taken. You may have seen them, with the statue of Eros, the god of love, in the middle of the circus. He was a landmark until this war began, surrounded at night by a blaze of light. Eros is gone for the present, and those lights with him. These are the lights of London now.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
that's how it is. People on the move, people coming and going day and night, right up to the last train home. That's Piccadilly.
Hurry on, please.